there this week means competition probably a little bit better for the defense?
Competition was better. You know, we're playing a little faster at times, which, and then there's times we have to have more consistency, but they reacted well to the competition, and it's always good to win.
You mentioned last week that you guys were kind of slowing down a little bit on the install and just focusing on what you guys have already learned so far. How do you feel like they've grasped that so far?
Well, we're better. We're better than we were a week ago. They know it a little better. I think as coaches, you know, we've really gone back. What were the mistakes we were making? Consistent mistakes, and really coaching them on not making those kind of mistakes and reteaching a little bit.
Is there a mistake that they've been making over and over that you're?
Yeah, you know, sometimes alignments in the back end, you know, and we like right now in man coverages, we want to keep on the man that we have, and once in a while we lose our discipline with our eyes.
There's still a week left of spring ball, but who's improved a lot in your eyes since first practice?
You know, I think there's guys who are competing. You know, to say this guy's doing really great, that wouldn't be fair, because there's some other guys who may be doing great that I don't mention. So, you know, I think that as a group, we're starting to understand philosophically what we want to do, schematically what we want to do, how we want to pay attention in meetings, and the little things that add up to the big things.
How much of it is teaching versus competition at this point?
You're always teaching. I mean, competition's always important every day, but you're always teaching. We got to keep demanding the expectations that we see for this defense.
Brady, the biggest growth from day one of spring ball till now?
Say it again.
Where have you seen the biggest growth from day one till now?
I think every position's gotten a little better. You know, I think the whole message of one gap defense, you know, has taken a little longer than, you know, I would have hoped, but just the mentality you want to play with.
Is that just something that because it's new, or is that something that you would think they would be able to pick up relatively?
Well, I think it's anything's new. You know, guys don't play as fast. They don't maybe grasp it as quickly as we want.
Brady, Daquan McDowell was a walk-on last year, was new to defense. Is it fair to say he's kind of taking advantage of that clean slate?
You know, I think he's the guy who makes a lot of plays for us right now. He plays fast. He seems to understand things, and I was pretty impressed with him to this point. He still has to be more consistent in what we're doing.
Maybe does living in the hotel room during this process, is that almost like a good thing for you?
It's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, you know, I'm, I don't know, 3/4 a mile down the street. So everybody asks me, what do you know about Eugene? I know this building and the residents in.
But is that kind of by design at all? Because I mean, this is probably the most intensive part you guys have up until, you know, fall camp starts. Like,
yeah.
To help that.
I don't know if it's by design, but it's, you know, if I was living in a home, it wouldn't change. I'm kind of a creature of habit. So.
When do you think the family's going to move out?
Well, there's just the two of us.
Yeah.
Our daughter lives in Nashville, so she'll be out sometime in May, but I'll be gone most of May, so we'll make it work.
Is that something that just coaches are used to at this point? You know, that
when you move 10 times, you get used to it.
Is she used to it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Brady, with a week to go until the spring game, do you feel like there's anything that needs to happen before next Saturday for you to feel comfortable showing off this team?
Yeah, you know, we just got to keep improving. We're not going to put anything else in. We really put one thing in today. Would like to get more looks of it on Monday, because we didn't get the amount of looks today like I would have liked to. But yeah, just playing faster, you know, and playing more aggressive. You know, I made a comment about hearing football, you know, consistently, you know, when you're out on the field.
Can you see when a guy's thinking too much out there?
Yeah, no doubt. They don't play fast, you know, and some of it is always our part. Maybe we didn't teach it well enough. Maybe we haven't done a good enough job, in the details. But they also, like we've told them, they have a responsibility that they've got to do a great job of learning.
Does it show that some guys maybe know your defensive playbook better than other guys out there? Some guys study?
Always does. It always does. Some guys are visual. Some guys have to do it. Some guys can look at cut-ups from another team and, kind of visualize it that way.
Any groans from not being on an iPad but being on paper from the guys?
No, I don't think so. I think they're all good.
You had obviously a year off from coaching last season. Did you miss coaching, or was it kind of nice to have a year off to kind of maybe look at it
I
from
miss
the
the
outside?
kids. I miss being with those guys. My favorite time of day is when we start meetings with them and out here on the field. So I really miss that part of it, and the competitiveness.
Yeah, obviously last year you came here for a visit. Did that in any ways help you decide to come here, or?
No. Shoot, who knew if I was going to coach again? I didn't know that either.
Does it take any time for other coaches to learn your playbook too? Like when did they get that?
Well, we started after recruiting, really, in our meetings and trying to look at things that I want to do and how we want to do it. So, there's always, guys learn different terminology, different methods of, how you take a spike step or whatever, whatever it might be, or how you're going to play man coverage. So there's a learning process there too.
Coach Pelham said that they ran a 4-3 when Nick Aliotti was defensive coordinator. Have the coaches rather, referenced that at all when you guys go back and forth about you?
No, Nick came out and visited us at Michigan after the 2011 season, and we talked about some of the stuff we were doing 4-3 wise. He was there for a couple days, and so from that standpoint with the coaches, I think we may be a little different than what Nick was, but I'm sure there's some similarities because there was some things that he liked what we were doing that he was going to take back here.
So as a fan of Oregon, would you tell them that maybe they will see some similar things to years back in the Aliotti?
Well, yeah, I would think so. And look, even though they were a two-gap team a year ago, they got into reduced fronts and some 4-3 looks. All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.